like nobody was watching.
This year I want to, I think I haven't talked about this on this channel, but I've published an ebook, vegan ebook. It's still in Hungarian. I'm working on the English translation, but I've published that. I've been working on that for a solid couple of months, and I'm quite happy about that. But I want to bring everything together and have that translated into English. Well, I'm translating that into English, so that will be available in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. And what I also want is to be as independent as I can, and to be as how can I word this? How can I phrase this correctly? I want to be my own boss, and I want to be in charge of my own life. So I'm putting this out there right now. I want to create an online course about how to take charge of your health, because there's really a lot of things that I have discovered and put into practice these past couple of years with becoming vegan, with how I view food now, what my mindset is now, and also that's one of the courses that I will launch in the next couple of months. And there's another course that I want to launch in the second half of the year, and that's together with Daniel. Today is a really good example of one of my mental games. I get ready normally to sit at home and work in front of my computer, so that I get in my just headspace of work and get things done. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this earlier, but I will mention it, or I will talk about it now. I'm pursuing a dream of mine I've been writing about this for years, and I'm finally at the stage of my life where I feel brave enough to pursue this, and it is to become as location independent financially as possible. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm translating my ebook into English at the moment, and I'm also working for a client presentation. So that's what's happening today, and I just wanted to show you how living with purpose looks like. It's not that glamorous all the time, although my outfit is glamorous, obviously. So that's what's happening today, and yeah, it's a weird feeling that with all that's going on in the world, I'm still able to push my dreams, but it's the process is not. I think the process is a little bit glamorized, and I've heard this in one of Ritual's podcasts that putting hard work is not sexy. It's not sexy. It's not the nice and well edited videos of a day in our lives in Entrepreneur Edition. It's a lot of sitting in front of a computer. It's a lot of pivoting, and a lot of just not doubting, but maybe trying to rush time. So that's what I'm trying to do, put in the work, not rushing time, and enjoying this process, because all we have is the present moment, all we have is now, and now is perfect. So this is perfect. It is, it really is. I think one of the most interesting and most fascinating just elements of living with purpose is that I find it really easy to design my vision board and get it on paper and get my goals out, but that's really just far into the future, and it does get me excited, but don't get me wrong, I love planning. But what I've been just more consciously trying to implement is break down my vision and purpose into daily practices, where I know that if I'm doing something on a daily basis that's integrated and leading to my purpose, and it's feeding into what I want to embody, and ultimately embodying my purpose on a daily basis. So living the life that I want to live in the future and living in the present. Let me explain. What I mean by living my life the way that I envision it for the future in the present is to see the things that I do on a daily basis and try to incorporate elements of purpose in them that's part of my bigger purpose. So my big purpose, as I've told you previously in this video, is to have a location independent income, basically. And what I'm doing in order to achieve that is writing my ebook both in Hungarian and English. I have a couple of clients that I'm working for online at the moment, and I also want to design an online course, and that's the part of of one of my purposes. And the other purpose is to be of service, and I think it's kind of intertwined, but one is more focused on me personally, and one is focused on the greater picture. So me wanting a not passive, but like a location independent income, so that I can be of service to people, maybe through the tools and through the practices that enable me to have a location independent income. So what I always lose my train of thought here, but what the other side of my purpose is to be of service to others and be just contributing to a greater good in general. And this is not me trying to convince you to live your life in a way. This is just what works for me and what just brings me joy, and also what drives me on a daily basis. So being of service and contributing to a greater good, broken down for me on a daily basis is intuitive eating and eating a whole food plant-based diet for the greater good. Because whenever I sit down and eat my breakfast, have my coffee, have a snack, have any meal, I feel like I'm contributing to a greater good, and I'm of service to some living being that's life was spared by me opting out of eating animal-based products. And I'm always so filled with purpose whenever I'm eating or whenever I'm preparing food, and food is such a big way of my life, and it's one of my love languages, and it gives me a great sense of purpose and a great sense of joy on a daily basis. And same goes for whenever I'm grocery shopping. Actually, I've just been grocery shopping, and I feel so good that I know that what I buy will nourish myself, will nourish my body, and will spare me money, and that I'm actively doing something for my health. And I feel like I'm in charge. I can't put it any better way. And so what I'm trying to come to at this segment is trying to break down my purpose into daily chunks of actions, so that I'm doing every day something that's leading me to where I want to be headed. So it's not just me having my head towards the direction, it's me actually stepping and eating my way forward. And of course today is no different. I have Daniel wanted, you don't even see me, Daniel wanted sweet potatoes for lunch, so that's know what's happening. And I spared some of the sweet potatoes, and what I'm going to do, let me just change the camera angle. I will fill these with some leftover chili, but this is not enough for the two of us, so I'll add another can of I will wash this and add it to the pan. And I think I'll also make some couscous with some pomegranate seeds and a salad. And we also have some coconut soup. It's not a coconut soup, it's like a coconut vegetable soup. So that's gonna be lunch, and this is one of my steps to be of service and just a part of my purpose, and I love it. I love it. This is also how intentional living can look like. It's also, again, it's not sexy. And part of the story here is that Daniel was just standing right over there, and I had to ask him to leave the room because I felt awkward talking to a camera when he's standing really close to me. So it's intentional living is weird sometimes, and living out your dreams is it's going to it's more comfortable like that. So intentionally living and embodying what you believe in will also just feel awkward. It feels awkward all the time for me to talk to a camera when someone's watching, and I had to ask Daniel to leave the room basically, but that's how it goes. So this is my usual setup. This is my pillow. This was one of the purges of the year to make myself a little bit cozier in this temporary space. But that's my little laptop, awkward feet angle, and my tripod that I got from Daniel, vision board, Daniel's office, and basically just trying to be as what am I trying to say? Trying to be as the least messy versions of ourselves that we can. But this is the setup that I'm editing on. Also, as I'm quite, I think it's really important to be as honest and as transparent as possible. So this is my state of editing. It's I'm in a dire need of washing my hair. My nails are chipped, and I'm preparing my video for today. I will work on a client presentation, have a client meeting in the late afternoon, and then take the rest of Friday off. And I think I'm going to just do a yoga practice, meditate, and cook something really nourishing. So yeah, I also wanted to touch on, you've seen my editing software, and it's basically the free software that comes with Windows 10. And the reason why I'm using that is because my laptop doesn't have enough RAM space to run any other software. So my laptop is a really lightweight laptop, and it just doesn't hold the memory power to run DaVinci Resolve. I will eventually move on to DaVinci Resolve once I get a bigger laptop, or upgrade my laptop, but that's not an investment that I would be willing to make at this point. That would be an interesting topic as well to just elaborate on. Maybe I will now. Thinking about investing in yourself or your business, or just thinking of what will have the biggest return on investment. And at this point, I don't see buying a laptop as a worthwhile investment. What I am thinking about, though, coffee, is investing in a nutritionist, in a plant-based nutritionist course, because I am really passionate about just empowering ourselves through our choices in food. So I might do that this year. But for now, it's client work, YouTube, and trying to grow my Instagram, but not too aggressively, authentically, slowly, embodying my slow living and slow life. I don't know, will this make into the video? I don't know. Welcome to the editing dungeon.